So here you are again, Sunday.
Yes. How's it going?
Very good. Why are you so confident enough to call yourself the coach?
Oh boy, the reason why I'm confident to call myself the coach, not only I have 8 sisters.
Oof.
Yeah, I have 8
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
8 sisters.
Yeah, I have 8 sisters. I'm the only man in my family. I have 3 daughters, 27, 26, and 25, and I'm married. So definitely, I know my way around women.
You know what? I cannot say anything back to that. I'll give you the title. You're the freaking coach, the PIMP, everything else, everything you want.
So yeah, definitely, I know my way around women. And
you have a 27-year-old. Wow.
27, 26, and 25.
Are you close to them? Do they tell you
I'm very close. I'm very fortunate.
Yeah.
I'm very
You're also very close in age. You look 30.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, like that. So the oldest don't tell me more about a love life, but the youngest, the youngest Juliana does tell me more about a love life. She's engaged, and yes, definitely. She's engaged.
When you meet one of their boyfriends or their fiancé or husbands, like, how do you react? Are you the coach to them as well? Do you coach them on what to do, what not to do with your daughters, for example?
I see both of them as my kid, and then my daughters are smart enough to get the men that they hang out with usually look like me, act like me, and then stuff like that.
I love it. And if they don't, you're gonna coach them to do.
Oh, not me. My daughters are smart enough not to bring men who are bent to their butts. They're smart enough not to bring any man who has gold in his mouth. They're smart enough to to only find men who are hardworking like me. 9-to-5 job, people who hustle.
So would you say that you will have your daughters break up with any guy that is not like you?
I always tell my daughter, if he's not like me, oh, too bad, that's your loss.
Yeah.
It is indeed, because I'm a hardworking man.
So you gave them a good value system and role model.
Yeah.
Will you tell your daughters to break up with the players and start dating the coach?
Yes, indeed, because from the coach they will learn. The player is still in the game, is still playing the game. The coach is the one who's structuring actually the game that the players will be playing in. So because of that, because of such, so you definitely want to be around the person who's creating the move, the person who's being Lionel Messi or Ronaldo, of the game. So that's why that's for some of them who love football. Okay, that's like soccer, American culture.
I got the knowledge. I got it.
So yeah, you definitely want to be the person who's running the game, who's running the show. So that's why it's important for my kid to date someone like that.
Would you say that a lot of the things that you learned from your sisters growing up, do you apply now in your daughters?
I apply more with my wife, more with my relationship. That's why I've been married for 18 years. Soon to be 19 in June.
We need to throw a party for this.
Yeah, for real. And then that's the reason why it works. Because what not to say to women, what to say to women, and then what BS to take from women. Because yes, you have to give some to get some. So I do take some BS from women. When they're in that time of the month, there's stuff I'm not supposed to be saying. There's way I'll be working in the house.
Do you have a calendar? But with 3 women, then you don't have any weeks off.
That's every day. Yeah, and then
it rolls.
Yeah, and with 8 sisters, that's every day. So every day I do my best to cater to each and every single one of the women around me, from my sisters to my daughters.
Yeah.
And then coming to work, my assistant is a woman, and then my employee, 3 women. So it's a constant battle.
So in the word coach, would you call yourself a mentor to many women? Do you get along more with women than with guys?
I'm fortunate enough to know my way around women, so therefore women open themselves more to me. And then either from my personal life or even at work. At work, I see myself becoming the father. Though some of them are even older than me, but I do see myself becoming the father because of my approach toward women. I understand that with women you have to compromise. So you have to break up with what does not further relationship. Breaking up with what does not make relationship grow. So it's important to keep on maintaining that relationship we're having with each and every one of the female you're hanging out with or you are surrounded with.
because the player will not compromise. So you need to break up with this player.
You have to break
with this
up.
behavior that is static and it doesn't mold and change. And every person is like a different world. So I think you always have to mold your behavior to that. But to be in touch with so many women, it puts you already into such an advantage. Now I understand why you call yourself the coach, because you are already
and
telling me
surrounded by that.
Exactly. You're already in like a huge advantage because your approach is already so in tune with the female mind.
No,
right?
Definitely. I definitely understand that one has to compromise. Me as an alpha male, there's ways I can approach either my sisters, because learning from my sister, being so much around my sister and being so much around my daughters, even coming to work. There's ways I can, even when I'm pissed off, when I'm mad, there's ways I can approach my team member, my employees, because I don't want to come as an intimidator, you know what I mean? So,
and you can be very intimidating, by the way.
No kidding. I'm a big black man, I mean, whatever.
With tattoos and muscles?
With tattoos and muscles, so hello.
Yeah.
So therefore, approaching them, I have to make sure that, I'm walking on like eggshell. So I don't come as an intimidator, as someone who's talking too strong.
Let me ask you something. I grew up in a very small household. It's only me and my sister. Growing up with 8 sisters. You grew up with 8 sisters. Growing up, would you give them a hard time when they brought the wrong person home, or would you give the guy the hard time?
Oh, I would give the guy.
Both.
I would give the guy the hard time. I'm one of those who actually had the chance to. I usually call them and let's say if my sister is hurt, I'll come and visit you. And then they start laughing, thinking that it's a joke. I said, no, it's not a joke. It's a threat, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
You're from Costa de Marfil, you told me, right?
I'm from Costa de Marfil.
Oh my God, you don't mess around there.
No, we don't play.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if you get hit by a car for hurting my sister.
You fall down the building.
Don't be surprised and stuff like that. And if you get mugged in the street, stuff like that. So I won't hit you.
This is hilarious. How serious growing up did your sisters take your advice of the coach?
Oh, my sister, as a growing up, they saw me as a jealous young man. They saw me as a jealous young man because anytime the boyfriend's yelling at them, I'll be there also, and the boyfriend will whoop me also. For us in Africa, sometimes it was okay for men to slap women. So I get there.
Wow.
Yeah, and I get there. You touch my sister. And I jump on you, and then I get beaten up too. So and then we both cry home, and then my sister and I we go home crying.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I was skinny, so it was okay.
It's a different story now.
Oh no, it's a different story now. Right now, you may fall off a building. You may be hit by a car.
Were you at one point the clueless kid who is the player? And what happened for you to become the coach? What do you have to break up with? Fear, failure, what?
I put it this way, after dating a lot, after dating
How much is a lot? I won't tell your wife.
No, she knows.
She knows?
Over 500. Over 500.
I get, I love it.
Over 500. And then for us it was normal. Okay, so so that's why when we see people, the first time I heard Julio Iglesias back in France, the first time I heard Julio Iglesias. And then he's talking on the TV station saying that he had over 75 women. The first thing we started laughing.
Because 75 is nothing for you.
No, not for me. Well, not for me. 75 is, hello, come on. No biggie.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
So I learned how to be around women. And then that's, like my wife would say, that's the reason why today it worked with my wife. I learned how to compromise in each and every single situation, and then breaking up with what's not healthy in relationship. Yeah. Breaking up.
Like for instance, name 3 things that you broke up with. What is the unhealthy behavior that you have to break up? So 3 things in a relationship.
Pride.
Oh, that's a huge one. Can we just write this down and put it in a contract in every time we meet a guy? Like, this is a huge word, and people don't realize it.
Oh no! Pride is pride can hurt you. When you decide, put it this way, when you decide to live with someone for the rest of your life, right?
Yeah.
And then when you guys get into an argument, you think it's worth going to bed mad at that person? No, because you're
either happy or you're right.
Yeah, you decided to be with that person for the rest of your life. Even wasting those 10 minutes wasting 10 minutes being mad at that person or wasting the entire night being mad at that person is just plain wrong. You are not helping yourself, you're not helping the person. You're both decided to be together for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So at that point, one has to swallow his pride or her pride.
Guys, write this down, please. Break up with pride. It doesn't work. You poison the relationship. You can be happy or right. You cannot be both.
You can't be. You can't be both. You know. So breaking up with definitely breaking up with pride. It's huge. Learning how to compromise also is another one.
That's a big word too.
And then breaking up with being a boy.
Being a boy.
Being a boy.
That,
you know.
Please expand that.
Yeah. Breaking up with being a boy.
I'm fascinated right now.
The reason why breaking up with being a boy is so important. As a boy, when you're a college student, it's okay to come home at 4 a.m. It's okay to come home at 3 a.m. And being a man, being an adult, is different. You know that you're married with someone or you are living with someone. So it's not right if you're living with someone for you to be going all night, party all night, and then coming home drunk and the person is sleeping. So let's reverse that. Imagine that person doing that to you, and then you're home, and then the person, and she goes, let's call her she, and then she goes, and then come back at 3 or 4 a.m. while you're sleeping. So you are still a boy. You have to be a man to be in a relationship.
Break up with that boy.
Yeah, breaking up with that boy, knowing that, you know what, I need to be home at a certain time. There's the type of friend I don't need to be hanging out with. There's this type of friend I don't need to hang out with.
Do you break up with those guy friends?
Oh no, I do.
Throw you down like a...
Oh no, definitely,
yeah.
Definitely. At a certain age, if something does not build you, you break up with that thing.
You break up with that toxic
Straight
behavior.
Up.
Yeah.
If it's toxic, you don't want to move with anything that is toxic. You break up with that behavior. You know, being a man is important. Growing up is important. You know, so breaking up with the boy ultimately will save you and then save the lady you're hanging out with, the lady you're with.
I'm changing the name of your episode to Break Up with the Boy. I like that.
I
love that.
Yeah, breaking up with the boy is...
You are a creative genius.
You know, breaking up with the boy, it's important.
Maybe you can be a coach also for Break Up Like a Boss. You know, you can like coach people.
Yeah, definitely.
On how to break up with this toxic behavior and break up with the boy inside of you.
No, definitely. You know, because... And then the third thing I would say also, it's... I lost my train of thought.
You're already on the fifth. You're so like full of creative ideas. You know, it's like we already broke up with everything. We're like in the perfect life right now.
Because if you don't remove anything that is toxic in your relationship, the relationship will not grow.
So let's go back to the outline a little bit because we get sidetracked. So at one point did you realize that was something that you wanted to break up with, and how did it make you feel? Like, did you go through something dramatic,
like an epiphany type of thing?
Yeah.
No, actually, the decision it's
like, at what point did it happen, or did it happen before you got married, after you got married?
No.
Or when your wife said, "I'm gonna leave you"?
No, thank God, we never had that. From working in the night industry, you know, the night scene here in Miami Beach, you know, not only doing those I mentioned, doing those a story and then stuff like that, just club men's, you know, doing those different places, right?
That's where you look so familiar from. I used to go to Mint all the time.
Yeah, so I probably stopped you from entering like a few times, and so I'm the mean black guy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so you know.
At first we hosted though, so no. Maybe when I was underage.
Yeah, probably you were underage. So you know, so from being in that lifestyle and then seeing life, seeing drugs, seeing sex, seeing everything be so easy, so open.
And you see people just dragging themselves almost unconscious. I don't know.
It's crazy. It's crazy. No, I mean, I had a chance to kick people out.
Right. Or put them in a cab yourself.
Britney Spears. I'm not doing it anymore, so I could say it. So, you know. And,
that's hilarious.
You know, I had my NDA signed back then already, so I could say it today. It's been like 15 years.
I love it.
So seeing that kind of life, you know what I mean? And then seeing what you're seeing on a nightly basis, you know, and then seeing how easy, how accessible everything was, and you're like, you know what, this is not the right life. Yeah. And then taking people home, taking customers to their house, and then seeing everybody on the floor, drugs, sex, everything, and then you get to leave those areas, and then you come home to your family, you're like, wow, I'm so fortunate to have this.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm so fortunate to have this. Like, you know what, that should not be my life. That's not the life. This is where I want to be.
Were you able to, we were just talking about this in the prior interview, are you able, so at that point when you were working the nightlife, were you able to live both lives? Because now you said something very genius. One made you appreciate the other, right? Totally. Were you able to tiptoe in both?
I mean, not only I was able to tiptoe in both, right?
You thrive.
Yeah, I was able to. Well, I learned from the other. I learned from one to avoid doing the other.
Okay.
You know, coming home with a loving family, loving kid, loving wife. You know, and then you go back to work at night in the night scene, and then you see how depressed people are. You know,
like toxic behavior.
Instead of everything is toxic. You know what I mean? And then you see all that. So when you come back, that teach you a lot.
And then when you come home, I think it's very interesting because you seem to me like you call yourself the alpha male. I think it's very interesting that when you come home, probably makes you feel so happy that you're the role model.
Oh yeah, totally.
You are the king of the house. Yeah, totally. You're the role model for your kids and also the king for your wife, right?
And then when you see the other thing was when you see your kid who say, hey, from your son to your daughters, when they say, no, when I grow up, I want to be like daddy. You know, when I grow up, I want to be like daddy, and then excuse me, guys. You know, when I grow up, I want to be like daddy, and then from your daughter say, oh, I want my man to be, I want to marry someone who looks like daddy or somebody who's like daddy. So you know, when you hear that, you're like, wow.
That must make you so full.
Oh yeah. So at that point, there's stuff you don't do. Yeah. At that point, there's a level of control you have to have, you know, to avoid falling behind because the kids have high expectation. Yeah. So ultimately, you have to have high expectation vis-a-vis yourself. You know.
So break up with toxic behavior, huge. Break up with pride, super huge. Let's write this down. Break up with the boy. Oh my goodness, that's a really good way to put it. You know. Very elaborate. What would you tell your younger self, let's say 10 years ago? Would you do something differently? And what would you tell the younger self that maybe was the player and not the coach at that point?
My younger self, I would tell my younger self, did you say who's the coach or who's the player?
You're the coach, man.
Yeah, okay.
Come on.
I would tell my younger self, don't be focused on relationship yet. Focus on growing your 401k.
Interesting. Why?
The reason why it's important to get at 21, 23, first job, invest in your 401k. By the time you're 30, you'll have a certain amount in your 401k, and then you could borrow from your 401k and invest at 29 or at 30, invest in your first house.
That's a great advice.
You know, borrow, invest in your first house. So my younger self, my younger self should learn that from the coach today.
The coach today.
And then that will have changed everything. At that point, when you have that, all the women will run
like flies because they want security.
Because you're already secure, you already have a life that's planned already. And then so therefore, there's no type of woman you'll want who will, because women want successful men.
Right.
Let's not BS each other. A successful man as someone who's pretty accomplished. For what I have today, if I had, I always tell my kid that if I had, me coming to the US at 23, having my papers when I was 34, so that's a long time.
Yeah.
So being illegal and working, doing crappy job until I was 34, I know what that is. But being born in America, you are very fortunate to have what you have. So therefore, if you happen to have people like me who could coach you, because I know both sides, from not having to having.
I think it would be a great mentor. I'm glad that we picked this topic, actually, which brings me to the next point, which is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Not even 10, 5. Because you still look 30, so you can do a lot more.
You know what I mean?
We can do 5, 10, 20 with you.
Sky's the limit.
The sky is the limit. I like what I'm seeing right now.
Sky's the limit.
I see a lot of potential here.
Yeah, sky's the limit, and we're not about to stop. Professionally, personally, not about to stop. Growth is.
I like that. You're hungry. I like what you said. So you came at an age young, right? But not like high school, let's say. You couldn't do college here, for example. You know what I mean? And then it took you so long to actually become, okay, now I have my papers, I can do this. I do this. It must have shifted your life dramatically. I think this is why you're so in tune and driven and hungry, because you feel like maybe those years were stolen from this, fire will have inside of you?
I was robbed from those. I was robbed because I became an adult. I became a man way too fast. You know, living home by myself.
And now you want to be the boy? No.
Oh no, I don't want to be the boy. I broke up with that boy. So one of the good thing with me also is like by the time I was 21, I already broken up with a boy. I broke.
That's a very early age.
Very early. I broke up.
That's when you came to America.
Yeah. Okay. So I broke up with a boy, and then my kid that I had my kid in Africa, and then I broke up with a boy. So then I came to the U.S. by myself, no papers, illegal, and then started struggling in New York City. So
your only option was to become the coach, really.
Exactly, and then not only that, I had to keep on feeding my kid in Africa.
Oh wow!
At 21, wow. So I broke up with the boy very, very fast at an early age on. So I broke up with the boy.
Good for you. This is so inspiring.
So and then
I like it.
And I had to continue. I mean, I was very fortunate. I was hired at places. Back in New York, that was way before September 11. So yeah, you could work. You even have paper. You could walk on the ground and then the whole deal. So you could work without papers back then.
Borrowed your social, the friend's social, right?
Well, I didn't say it. You said it. You said it. So
I've been in America for a long time.
Exactly. So I mean, we all went through that. We all went through that. Being underground.
No, we haven't all gone through it. That's what I'm saying. You have a very deep connection with this story because this is very important to voice it out because so many people are on your shoes, but so many people aren't, and they don't appreciate it. They are not.
No, I mean, I totally, I so appreciate each and every single one. I mean, I went through it. Even though I went through it, I think that's what built me today. That's what built me today. I have George, the cleaner, the building cleaner. George called me yesterday saying, "Hey, Sunday, I see that you pick up the trash that I'm supposed to be picking up. I see that you pick up the trash every night for me." And I said, because it doesn't bother me. And then I don't want to go in detail and telling George, you know what? I work as a custodian also. And I work as a cleaner in different restaurants back in New York City. So I don't want to go through that detail with him. So, and George said, no, if you keep on cleaning before me, I'm going to lose my job.
Nah. Oh my God, that's so funny.
So George told me that yesterday. He said, if you keep on cleaning before I get to your office, I'm going to lose my job. He said, please stop cleaning before I get here.
Oh my goodness.
He said that to me. And I'm like, to me, it's not a big deal.
That says a lot about yourself. But you know how many people do that?
I have no problem. It doesn't
Close to zero.
It doesn't bother me. I did it. And in the same way, if you notice in all the offices, even my employees, you probably know my employees, I pick up after my employees, and then I think that's the reason why they all say.
That's a very humble, powerful way to live, let me tell you. It's very humble. But again, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see in 5 years.
The sky's the limit, I know it.
In 5 years,
where do you see yourself?
In 5 years, I'm done working and live between Africa, the Caribbean, and Miami.
Okay, how? What are we going to do?
Oh, I'm very fortunate.
Are you going to be my show?
I'm fortunate enough to have places in those places, to have places in...
How are you going to support yourself?
I'm fortunate enough to...
I'm offering you something else. You have to be the actual coach of the show.
I'm fortunate enough to have, a place to rest.
I'm not afraid to be rejected. He's rejecting me right now.
I'm fortunate enough to be, I'm blessed enough to...
Yeah, because you became an adult at 21, so you've been stashing that cash away for so long, honey.
Yes, indeed.
Although you look 30.
No, thank you. So indeed, I've been working on it for so long. So that was way before having papers.
You know how many people would want to say that, what you just said, and they can't?
I mean, I've been doing it before having papers until when I started getting my papers. So therefore, I had a little bit on the side. I had a chance to take care of my kid and then realizing stuff, in those different places in the world. That today is, that I could enjoy. If I stop working today, thank God, I'm good. If I stop working today, I'm fine.
Take notes, guys. When you break up with a boy, you're able to do things like this. You see?
So I'm fortunate enough.
Okay, cool. So you're rejecting my idea of being a coach?
I take your idea. I'm really good. I mean,
Don't you think you can
I welcome it.
Don't you think you can mentor people?
I already mentor a few hundred people, but yes, I'm
a few hundred people. I feel that. After the show's gonna be like millions.
Yeah, after the show, millions, and then yes, definitely, I'm open to it, and then definitely.
This was very refreshing because what is happening with my throat today? It's like
I don't know.
Today's been like Right? It's like the second time. It's never happened before.
Yeah.
I need more wine.
Yeah. Need more wine. Yes. Yeah.
I lost my train of thought.
Oh boy. Yeah, mentoring, coaching.
Mentoring,
Definitely.
coaching.
Yeah, definitely. As long as it's just about elevating people. So everything
Right.
that will make you elevate people, everything that will make you grow others, is what you want to do. At the end of the day, if what you learn in life you don't pass it on,
Agree.
you haven't learned anything. If you haven't learned anything if you don't pass it on.
Right. Would you consider yourself an instrument or inspiration?
I think so. I think so. I think I would. At least I would hope so.
Uh-huh.
I would hope so, and not only hearing it from my kid, and then from my kid's boyfriend and stuff.
And everybody else in the world.
But hearing it from them, make me say to myself that dude, you can't screw up. I mean, you have all these people.
You know what? I'm gonna have to cut you some slack because you've been doing so good since so young. You know, it's very refreshing to know what happens when you break up with the boy. So many people want to be young and childish forever, and they don't realize that there is such a great reward when you take the hard path. It's delayed gratification. Right?
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
You had to, but other people don't have to.
In my case, I had to.
Right.
So,
do you think you would have done things the same way if you didn't have to?
Oh no! I mean, if you are spoiled, I mean, I don't want to use the word spoiled. If you are born with a silver spoon in your mouth, there's no way you'll want to struggle. Some of us did struggle because I'm from a very poor family. I mean, I'm from what's called Ajame. Ajame is the hood in Ivory Coast.
But in Ivory Coast, they must have amazing value system because
no, they do.
They made a rock out of you, right?
No, totally. So I'm very fortunate. But if I had a silver spoon in my hand, no, you damn right I would not do this. You damn right I would not do this. And I have people from my hometown that I meet today, right? That I meet today who tell me, who are my age, who say that, hey, when I was 5 years old, I used to fly private plane to America. And I'm not there. I didn't even know that we had plane. Plane from my country to the US. Then when I was 5, I used to, fly private plane. My parents would take me to the US every summer. Yeah. So that made I'm like, damn, really? Yeah. So that makes you appreciate where you are today. And I think breaking up with the boy, that early on shaped me.
Breaking up with the boy made you a rock. I mean, I can see it. There's a very humble fire inside of you, and I think you can really be a great mentor.
Oh, thank God, thank God and thank you. Definitely, we are about elevating people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long path you took.
That's a long ass. Yeah, like I'm telling you,
that's inspiring. That's like I'm sure there's so many people sit in the midst of that that moment that don't see that light out.
So I mean, few people. I mean, my kid will tell you, and a few people will tell you. Not only I got deported 3 times,
Shut up! Let's talk about that.
So,
what?
I got deported. Coming to leaving Africa at 18, 19 years old, being to France, going with fake passport. I could say it today. I'm good. Going to France, you get busted. You get sent back to Africa. Coming back a second time when I'm 19, and then get deported again at the airport. At this time, is at the airport also because my visa was fake. By
the way, we need to stand as much as possible on this because I'm going to use this story for the book. This is a really good story.
So and then coming back again coming back to Portugal, and then get deported in Lisbon again to Ivory Coast. So coming back the 4th time now, I came back with a legit passport. But I did come back with a legit passport. That was not my name on the door. So, that was not my name. But I did enter France with that. And then that's how everything started.
Do you remember, actually taking that step takes so much balls? And you were probably super young. You were a boy.
Oh, no, right? I was 18 and 17, 18. When you have no choice, I'm orphan.
Right.
Okay? So, a year after losing my parents,
how did you lose your parents?
I had no father, so which is okay. But a year after my mom was my rock, was the only thing. So at 18, after losing my mom at 18.
How did she go?
A stupid thing for the blood pressure. We only needed about $50 medicine to buy a blood pressure pill, and we could not afford it.
Incredible.
And then she, she died because we could not afford medicine for her blood pressure, which was okay. I was 18 then, and then we only did about less than $50.
Wow.
But you know what? He helped us. He helped everybody. today it make me appreciate life. It make me appreciate, what I have today, because I know what it is. So coming back at 18, I'm like, you know what, this is it. I can survive. I'm living in the street. So because I'm living in the street, when you're in the street, unfortunately, you get to meet female who live in the street also. And then before you know it, start having kids left and right.
Left and right. How many kids do you have? Like 20?
No, not 20. Don't push it now. No, so I had my two,
right.
Yeah, so I had my 2 kids. I had my 2 kids with 2 different moms because I had no structure back then. I was 18.
And you're the alpha male, remember?
Yeah.
You were just like, let me conquer this world.
So I had to leave. I had to leave because I had to feed my kids. Not only I have to feed myself, I have to feed my kid also. And then when you're the only man in your family, the only boy in your family, everybody look up to you.
But why do you have to leave Europe? That's funny, very interesting.
Why do you have to leave?
Walk me first.
Why leaving Europe?
No, why do you have to leave Europe? So first you went from Africa to Europe, right? Lisbon and France.
Yeah.
Did you settle there at all or no?
I settled in Netherlands.
In the Netherlands, okay.
I settled in Netherlands, I settled in Amsterdam.
How was that? I mean, like, if you come from Africa, it's poor, you probably don't even know the language. Like, how was it you going with fake papers to another country? How do you feel? Walk me through it.
Africans have this thing.
Whoa.
African has this thing where if you put us in a ball such as this, we will break it and we'll come out. If you put us in a bigger ball, we will break it and we'll make a bigger nest with it. So we cannot be contained.
You cannot be contained.
We cannot be contained because we are always looking for the next big move. Africans are like that. So coming with that weapon.
Well, they say that's where civilization started.
Here
remember?
We go.
So that's
definitely
maybe inherent inside you.
Yeah, definitely. So so therefore getting there.
Your DNA,
Your DNA, definitely getting to Europe.
That place must have loved you. Woo! In the Netherlands. Tell me a little bit about that.
No, I'm not telling you about that.
That's another episode. That's a whole new episode.
I'm not telling you about that. My wife is maybe listening, so I'm not telling you about that. She knows me as a good man.
I've been there, and like I've seen how girls are with guys like you, and they're oh my goodness.
I was very fortunate. That's what helped me actually.
I was very fortunate.
That's what helped me in Netherlands. So that's what helped me stay in Netherlands with no papers. And
how did I know? How did I know?
That helped me in Netherlands.
Yeah.
It helped me with no papers and then in Netherlands. So I had the chance to take my kids and then take my wife to the train station.
To live in your girlfriend's house?
No.
You took everybody to...
No, the train station where I was staying. I was living in the train station in Netherlands.
Wow.
It's called Amsterdam Sport.
Wow.
So that was in the middle of Amsterdam. That was the biggest train station in Amsterdam. So I lived there for about 8 months.
Wow.
Until I met my girlfriend. And then she took me to her house and stuff like that. But I had the chance to take my wife there, and she got to visit, and then still see some of the people, places where I was staying, where I used to put my cardboard, and then she visited that place. We visited it also.
Sandy, you have a fascinating story.
So, and then that helped me. That helped shape who I am today. That helped shape who I am today. So therefore, ultimately, being in the street in Amsterdam also, you have to learn the language. So the first thing I started learning, not only proper Dutch, but more like the slang version, more like the hood version.
The hood version,
The hood version, because you're on the street with gangsters.
Sunday, this is making me cry. It's making me sensitive.
At 20, at 20, living with people in the hood, living with people, with hustlers. So these people helped shape you as well. They helped shape you,
Wow.
And until I met my girlfriend, and then she took me home. And then she saw that, I'm a clean guy with,
I would have taken you home too.
Yeah, I'm a clean, I know, right?
I would have been like, let me shave him and clean it. He's so nice. So smart.
No, she did. So, fortunately, she did. I'm very fortunate. I'm very, very fortunate.
How do you think the people that made a difference in your life back then feel? Like, are you in touch with some of them? They must have, they touch your life in such a different way.
They're very, they're very proud.
Yeah.
They're very proud.
Without even knowing, they touch your life in a very
they're very proud
way.
In a sense where they see me in magazine, they Google my name, and then they see me, they see me on Google and then the whole deal. They see my lifestyle today. They see what I went through. People.
Like the yachts, cars, airplanes everywhere.
God has been good. God has been good.
But you deserve it. I'm telling you, your story is fascinating.
God has been good. So people I work with in New York City as a dishwasher in New York City. I mean, these people. I do see them quite often. They do come and visit, and then hearing how proud when they talk to my kid and then say, how proud they are of that is accomplishment, and then make me feel good, make me think that dude, you have no other choice but to keep on going up. Yeah. So, and then there's no limit.
So the people that touch your life, let's say back in the Netherlands when you were still, a boy and very young and stuff, do you know that they were making such a big difference in your life back then? For instance, your girlfriend that took you from the street to her house. Do you know that was going to change your life forever?
No, not only she knew
what a friend for life,
Not only that, she knew what she was taking. She was investing in me.
Why?
Relationship is about investment.
Okay, I like that. I like. Wait, you're having this. I think there's like smoke coming out right now.
Yeah, she.
What do you mean relationship is an investment?
Relationship is an investment in the sense where you're hoping to get something out of it.
If you look at it that way.
But put it this way, there's two things to get out of it: peace, security, money,
or sex,
social accomplishment, or sex.
Right.
So if you cannot get any of those five with someone, screw that. You're not gonna be with that person.
Let's repeat that again. Take notes, boys.
I forgot.
Social what?
Social accomplishment, money, sex is the last thing, peace of mind,
peace of mind
and security. Very good, thank you. And then the last thing is sex. So if you cannot get any, no person on earth will come to you if that person is not getting any of this in return.
Okay.
Either we like it or not.
I need to really...
Relationship is an investment.
I need to really think about this one.
I'm investing in you to get something out of you, and then you're investing in me to get something out of me. At least you want something. You could call it sex.
But don't you think there are people that want to give instead of get in a relationship?
There's nobody who wants to give without getting anything back. The person may be getting...
even sex. Okay, fine.
Even sex.
I get it.
But even whatever gratification that person is getting is an investment into the gratification that person wants.
This is a great way to put it. I didn't even look at it this way.
So if the person is helping you, so the person gets to be tomorrow, even God gets to say, oh, you helped someone yesterday.
Okay, I get
That's
it.
the form of gratification that person is getting.
Peace of mind.
That peace is getting. Mind, right. So the person is investing to get something back from you. So in French we say, on n'investit pas dans les affaires stériles.
Which means?
It means you don't invest in sterile investment.
Oh.
If it doesn't produce, you don't invest in it. So you only invest when you produce, and the kind of production we're talking about could be peace, security, money, sex.
It could be many things for different people.
Could be many things for different people.
Different people dance different tunes, right?
In my case, the investment that I get is the peace of mind. I invested in my wife, so I get to get that peace of mind. What
was the girlfriend in the Netherlands getting from you, other than sex?
She was getting sex.
I love it. How do I know that?
She was blonde. She was
and in love.
And then she was getting what she wanted.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And then I was getting something back. I was getting a place to sleep, to lay my. I was getting a nest.
Yeah.
A place to lay my head.
Yeah.
And then she was getting a place to lay her mouth.
And also, I think this opened a window.
You didn't hear it.
Skip my mind. Repeat. I cannot keep up with you. I'm sorry.
I was looking for a place to lay my head. She was looking for a place to lay her mouth.
Dirty boy.
But this
is right here like a book, right? This is a book right here.
So it's an investment. One has to invest in it. So that's the type of investment we're making.
Okay, I like that. Now, did she open a window of a life that you didn't even think was there? Because remember, this is all new for you. You're 18. You're living in a completely different world.
She gave me my first. I didn't even know that people exchange Christmas gifts. She took me to a family, and the family. She took me to Alkmaar in Irgowaard. That's a Dutch place. She took me to Irgowaard to a family, and then we exchanged gifts. I didn't know that people exchange gifts for Christmas. We don't care about that.
Right.
With the part of the Africa, of the town, not Africa, the part of the city where I'm from, that's the last thing in your mind.
That's the last thing in your mind because you're survival mode the whole time.
I mean,
survival mode the whole time.
So
what am I gonna eat? That's the main thing.
So that was dope. I mean, getting Christmas gift and from there on started giving exchanging gift. I mean, I didn't even know that people get gift for birthdays.
Oh my god!
Who get gift for birthdays? I didn't know that people get gifts from.
Did that open a new set of feelings that you didn't know were inside of you?
I mean, no shit. At that point, that's not even what I'm thinking. It's like, dude, you get gifts. Shit, you get gifts. She
opened that window and he ran with it.
I got gifts. And then today I'm very fortunate.
And you're like, honey, you're Rolex.
Oh yeah, well, today I'm very fortunate. To give to my wife, to my kid, and for no reason. Yeah. Don't need to wait to my employees for no reason.
Now I understand where you come from. I didn't know why were you so giving and so much of a mentor and really just a full person, a fulfilled person. You have an incredible story. Wow.
So that
now tell us that into America.
Well, that into America, that helps.
Why do you leave the Netherlands?
I left the Netherlands because once you put an African into a cup, he will break that cup and then go to the next level.
I love that.
America is big.
America is the next level.
Europe was little. Mm-hmm. America became small. Mm-hmm. America today is small. So because I cannot outgrow America, I grow with the mentality. Mm-hmm. And with the mentality is building people and making those people grow. Yeah. That is the satisfaction I'm getting from it.
That's going to be your legacy.
That is the
I can feel it.
That is the that is what I'm investing into.
Look, Oprah's looking at you.
Oh, here we go.
Say that. When you meet Oprah, remember this moment.
When I meet Oprah, I don't think I'm gonna meet Oprah.
You're gonna meet her.
If
I meet her, you'll meet her.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna meet Oprah. But
Oprah, we're gonna meet you.
Oh yeah.
Imagine she produces the movie about your life. I would want to make a movie about your life.
Oh,
I'm gonna get sponsors, and you're gonna tell me your whole story.
Oh boy. Yeah,
and we're gonna make it into a movie.
That's going to be like 10
10
hours movie.
Great freaking movie.
So yeah, it's going to be. So this thing, make it into America today. And then I'm growing my space today.
But walk us through coming to America first.
What brought me to America?
Yeah, you were still young, and you would say, okay, I need to go to the next level.
To the next level. I mean,
what happened?
After living in the Netherlands for so many years, living in Europe for so many years, and then Europe became small for me. Europe became small for me. You will have to.
Not so many years though. From 18 to 21 is 2 years.
Yeah, but yet.
And then the cup was too small.
but it became too small for me. Mm-hmm. It became too small for me. My mentality, it was already too big. I was already too big in my head.
And then there is very homogeneous.
Exactly. Yeah, and
what
then
is that word?
Not only Netherlands, but France, Belgium, England. So all these places became way too small for me. So I had to do the next thing. So the next challenge that I wanted was the US. Mm-hmm. And then I'm glad that...
And you went to New York first, right?
I stayed in New York for a few years. And then before moving to Miami. And, I had the chance to meet my wife in New York City. Mm-hmm. And then where she was my manager. And then, and then we decided to move to Miami. And everything went from there.
You're full of woman mentor. I wonder why.
I'm curious, was the United States always on your radar in a sense?
United States was on my radar.
Yeah.
United States was, I was focused on the price.
Yeah, this is the golden band.
The price was the US.
Mm-hmm. It was all stepping stones.
I don't know what I was getting, where I was going, but I know the US was where I was going.
And how do you know about it? I was talking to him about something very specific. The media, Hollywood. That's how you learn about the American lifestyle. We run the media.
Yeah, so
we are the filter of how you're gonna see the world.
Everything was beautiful. Everything was beautiful.
Without even knowing, you knew, right?
Everything was beautiful. You didn't know.
Clean, organized.
You didn't know about the stress that you had to go through. I didn't know about the stress I had to go through to make it.
Well, a lot of people don't have to go through that stress if you're born here, though.
If you're born here, it's
For us immigrants, it's a little bit different.
For us, it's difficult. For us, it's difficult. So that's why I appreciate each and every single thing. A step of my career, where I'm going with my career, each and every level. I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. I was in Africa less than 2 years ago. I was on vacation, where I was approached by. Where a recruiter called me. And say, hey, I know you work in fashion, yada yada yada, etc. We'd like you to join our house, fashion house. Beauty house called Smile Direct Club. I'm like, what? Okay, tell me about it. So they started telling me about the company. The company, okay, we're $300 million company. Okay, small company, coming from Dolce & Gabbana, and then the company, $300 million company. All right, why not? And then I'm like, you know what? I had to take that leap of faith.
Yeah.
So fast forward, this year we are $3.2 billion company.
It has grown so much. You are outgrowing our space here
like big
to
time.
go into your own retail shop, right?
We are going places.
Same.
We are going places. We are $3.2 billion. That is with a B.
It's funny how the recruiters spotted you because
on
you
LinkedIn,
can see the talent. You know what I mean?
And then
and you believed in that company too.
Yeah, not only first. I mean, the recruiter found me on LinkedIn, and then went into my social media feeds. This recruiter followed me on social media, and I did not know that my page was open. So whatever.
You didn't know your page was open Sunday, really?
No.
Really?
But back then, because I did not have much.
Really?
I didn't know that people could,
Smile Direct.
I didn't even know that it was that legal that people could do that. So stuff you post on your social media could make or break you as well. Can make or break you as well. If you talk about drug every 5 minutes, the potential, either lover or employer may go in. So be careful, break up with a boy, and then build your social media accordingly. If you remain a boy and then have that on your social feed, I had people that I interviewed.
That is your business card right now. Everybody looks it up when they hire you, when they interview you.
I do that today. I had people that I interview, and then right after the interview, I go check the social media.
What are the things that you look for in social media? What do you judge? That they're not the boy, that they're the coach?
If they broke up with the boy.
If they broke up with the boy.
If they broke up with the boy, breaking up with the boy says a lot about you. Breaking 100%. Up with the boy says a lot about you. If you're someone I could trust with like $40,000 equipment, if I cannot trust, if I see you, there's stuff I'm not supposed to be seeing. It has nothing to do with like sexual orientation or race or religion. It has to do with your day-to-day behavior. Yeah. The way you're acting, the way you're posting, the way stuff you say.
And what are you trying to portray, right?
I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to see if that's a boy or if it's a man in that person. Stuff you're posting are very important. Yeah. And then based on that, I then send my background check to see if what I saw on your social feed match the background. Match the background check. Yeah, if you get arrested for DUI, understand that I was not wrong from what I was seeing. Yeah, right. If it's 3 a.m. on Tuesdays in the club, 3 a.m. on Wednesdays in the club. So I get to match those two behaviors, what I'm seeing from what the background check will see. No wonder you got pulled over, you got arrested for DUI.
Because you had so many life experiences, do you think you're better at background check than the actual system?
Oh, yeah,
you must know so much about life already, right?
You're damn right, because not only...
You're the spy, like you're number 101 spy.
Not only I do send a background check for everybody that I'm hiring, right? Not only I do send a background check, but I do call myself also. Yeah. Living in Miami, being among the leaders in Miami, it's important for me. So if any company that you work with in Miami, I know someone who run that company. I know someone who worked there. So therefore, I know who to call. So therefore,
do your homework.
I do my homework. Yeah. The background check may not pick that up, but I do my homework. The background check may find that you never got arrested for anything. You're clean. But however, the people you work with may say otherwise.
And they might say like mean things about you, or that you did something dirty behind their back.
Do be careful, right? Do be careful. That's stuff like that.
And that is the street talking in you, right?
Street savvy.
Yeah, street savvy.
Street savvy that makes that.
You don't trust the freaking machines to do the work for you.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
That is so. I'm telling you, this is so street savvy.
You can bypass.
No, I could bypass big time. Like you could bypass everything. If the charge would drop, background check is not going to show
or
it.
Or somebody sponged that after right?
That background check won't show that. Yeah. So one has to see that, one has to hear it from people you work with. Yeah. To make it happen.
What will people that you work with in the past will say about you? Let's say like the top 3. I'm sure they have a lot to say. But
they have a lot to say.
They have the top 3.
I'm a winner.
You're a winner?
I'm a winner.
I like that. I like that. You didn't hesitate, baby.
I'm a winner. I mean, I'm in it to win it. You know, I'm in it to win it. So, you know, unfortunately, sometimes you have to step on some heads to go to that level. But I'm in it to win it.
What do you mean step on some heads?
Step on some head if it doesn't
The
work.
boys' heads?
No, if it doesn't work, you have to be willing to cut people off, like real quick.
So you're not afraid to change at
all? No, not at all.
You're like in this constant poof poof self-development.
In Ivory Coast, we say, there's a slang in Ivory Coast that says, on ne dure pas d'un mauvais rêve.
Which means?
It means you don't stay too long in nightmares. You don't sleep too long in your nightmares.
Another one for the books. You don't stay too long in nightmares, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
You gotta wake up really quick.
I love that.
So, so if it doesn't work, you just cut it. So you get to be able to grow.
Yeah.
So if anything going to stop your expansion, you break it or you push it.
You break it, you push it, you break the cup, you
break the cup. And
step on heads.
I'm in it to win it. I'm a winner.
Winner number 1, number 2.
Winning number 1, number 2, peace of mind.
Peace of mind. You're
Number
a person
3, security.
in balance.
Yeah.
People will say you're imbalanced. Or you give people peace of mind.
I give people peace of mind, and I'm willing.
I will trust you with my $40,000 equipment.
I do exactly. So I do my best to accommodate.
Okay.
I do my best to accommodate, but I'm not a fool. You know, I do my best to accommodate, but I'm not a fool. So, you know, people will say that, yeah, he does his best to accommodate. Yeah. He's very giving. You know, yeah. I'm not patient.
I'm surprised you're not coming up with like a 10 word list.
Basic, you know, basic
good.
stuff.
That's awesome. This was really good. So Break Up with the Boy, it was a very enlightening episode for me because it's so hard to find a guy that's been through so much. And I'm telling you, I'm getting the chills just from thinking about your story. I mean, this is a book that we have right here. And I'm really glad that you mentioned this. I mean, you're doing great right now. I think it's delayed gratification when you break up with that boy. But is it nostalgic because you missed all that, you know, fun, like college drunken nights and all this stuff? Because you had to just boom.
No, I didn't have that. I did not have that.
Right.
But you know what? The good thing is I get it through my employees. I get it through my employees and I get it through my kid because my employees talk about their college years.
Yeah.
My kid talk about the years in college. I get to witness my kids' college years, but my employees do talk about their college years and stuff like that. And so yeah, I do get those through them, you know, indirectly, but I do get those through them. Yeah. And then they make me laugh at the same time, be like, wow, damn.
You're like a superstar already. So many of them didn't get to do a lot of the, you know, children stuff because they were working.
Yeah. You know,
that's you now. That you can enjoy the fruits of your labor.
No, I definitely enjoy it. So I enjoy it today. So therefore, that's why today I could afford to take a break and then be like, you know what, I'm going for the summer. I'm going for the winter. You know, I could afford to do that. You know, I could afford to be in south of France for the winter or for summer.
You coming back to France? Let's just picture this.
Or me coming back to France.
You coming back to France like the freaking winner, like the rock star.
One thing my wife and I did.
The people that kicked you out, you're fuck you.
So we got to Paris. Our last trip. You know, we went. To
and you probably took her like a big shopping spree.
Yeah. So no, we got to Paris, right? And then at the airport, the guy saw my name on my passport. He said, "Oh, so you probably speak French?" I said, "Beg pardon?" He said he saw that I was born in Ivory Coast. He said, "So you probably speak French?" I said, "I don't know."
Oh my God.
Because I refuse to speak French with them.
You would say that.
The reason why I refuse to speak French with them because I'm still bitter. Yeah. Because this mofo deported me like twice already. Yeah. So I refuse.
They didn't see the talent in you because they're so.
Oh no, they were boxed up.
Yeah.
So I refuse to speak French with them because I say I don't understand. I don't speak French. I say.
Success is the best revenge, huh?
No.
I can only imagine like Sandy walking into the airport just like, fuck you French people.
No,
we didn't say that.
I have drivers.
We're gonna cut it off.
I have drivers picking me up, so, you know.
Shit. I love it.
So, you know, I'm fortunate. God is good. You know.
I love that.
God is good.
I see you a little bit tearing in there. You have so much fire inside of you, but it's a very humble fire, let me tell you.
Yes, indeed.
You know, even when you say you're a winner, like it comes off from a very like humble place. Your story is a book, let me tell you.
Oh boy, you know. Oh boy.
I'm just getting started on my creative stuff.
Hey boy.
Watch, I have you in my radar now.
We're in trouble now.
Yeah, I have you in my radar now.
Oh boy.
Once I'm besties with Oprah, then it's on.
Oh Lord, oh boy. So yeah, such is life, man. Such is life.
Good for you. You know what? I thought I had an interesting story until I heard this story. It's like my immigrant story is nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I came with my green card already to America with my parents.
Really? You see my face dropping? You came with green card already?
Yeah, I was. I was like under 18. I came with my parents.
Jesus
straight to American school. Like
no way.
My story is nothing hard. Imagine.
Jesus Christ.
Isn't this like a matter of perspective?
Jesus
Can
Christ.
you believe it?
It's like an amazing symbol.
I mean,
and imagine an American guy here sitting like, dude, I was born in America.
I need to call
but yeah, it's something you learn.
I need to call someone who will hear it from you because he said that to my kid a week ago.
What?
We were while I was a dishwasher in New York City, right? Mm-hmm. And I was also working as a cleaner in the shop in the shoe shop. And then one of the guys there also was working in that shoe. My belt broke. And then I was getting paid $150 a week. So my belt broke. And then he said, hey, Sunday, they're selling belt outside for $10. Uh-huh. I said, no, I'm not buying a belt for $10. So I removed my shoelace and I tied it up.
What?
So he said that to my kid. I was going to say, let's call him down. He said that to my kid. And then anytime we meet, he said, boy, that's you? He said, where's your shoelace? So that became our inside joke, where I tied my shoelace instead of purchasing
$10,
Why would I buy $10 belt while my kid need food in Africa? I needed to send about $15 at least every week to Africa. And then why would I spend my money buying a $10 belt? You know what I mean? That was years ago. Yeah. And then so today become an inside joke, and then he jokes about it, either with me or to my kid. So yeah, we had to take those. You have to go make those sacrifices, to survive in New York City.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
This is so deep. Don't you feel that you just vented? Like, you just like talk so fluently about it that, like, I mean, it's really refreshing. It's really nice. I'm telling you, it makes me feel silly for thinking my story was like hard.
My kid. That's why my kid came to like the spoiled thing. That's why my kid know these stories, and then they hear it every day.
Yeah.
They hear it every day, and then they know from the time I went to Africa to get each and every one of them.
Yeah.
So they know the story.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
This is really good. I love it. This was.
Thank you very much for having me.
You are on fire, dude.
Thank you so much for having me.
I didn't think he could like I didn't think he could overcome the first interview, but you outdid yourself.
Oh, boy.
Wow.